We should be live. Let me give us a little tweet. Tweet it out on the Value of Talent Twitter. Let me give it an old retweet on.
Let's go.
Okay, I've tweeted out. We should be rocking and rolling. Feder, how are we doing, my brother?
Very good. Very, very good. Hello and welcome to our first live podcast. It's gonna be fun. I don't think we're gonna do this every week, but we can do it once in a while. It's a first for me, probably not for you. You've done the one in Sorare though, right? Herzlich willkommen to the best podcast there is on Sorare. And yeah, let's just kick in.
Yeah, let's get it going. Episode 29, we've got a little running order of, basically we're going to go into the cash wallet. Obviously, that's talk of the town right now. We're going to go into Feder's. Well, last week it turned into a mistake unique buy, but this week we've got some breaking news that might not be the case. We're then going to go into some of our most recent buys, acquisitions into the gallery. And then prize pools. Feder's got a bit of a problem with a couple that we'll get into. And yeah, just this weekend and, matchups and stuff, gearing towards this, new European season that's upon us. We've got a few new leagues starting this weekend. So yeah, all good stuff. But yeah, most importantly, Feder, how are we doing? Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. I can't seem to catch a River clean sheet, to be honest. It's just not my. Since I have the two super rare defenders, I haven't had a clean sheet for a very, very long time. When I was just playing Armani and Diaz, I was flying. Like the clean sheets were flying one left and right.
Yeah.
But now, since I bought Pires, even if he's been great, like Armani always has never kept a clean sheet. At least it felt like it. And I was projected to become first. Of course, I was not gonna be first on Sorare. That was I knew that immediately. But then I woke up very super hyped because of course you still get your hypes up because you see, you could actually get a very great reward, especially in All Star Pro. You get loads of ETH, like loads of ETH. So I was really hyped up. Looking at on Wednesday, waking up because on Tuesday River played against Internacional, and yeah, I didn't actually look on Sorare or on any one football app or whatever because I just wanted to see on Twitter how those big River tweeters are gonna wrote about the game, and then the first tweet I saw was, we could be okay with this result. The first half we were so shit, and then I knew already, okay, something has went wrong. I looked at the sort of data thing, and then in the first half they got the goal, and I think Pires just scored 31. Paulo Diaz, the goat he is, because he is the best in my eyes there, scored 60 without having the clean sheet. He's a beast. When he's on top level, he is actually really good. But Armani at the moment doesn't seem to be able to keep a clean sheet. And the other one was, I think, Genk. Yeah,
Vandervoort.
Yeah, I threw away 100 from Vela, or at least Vela threw 100 away because Genk played before Vela. But that's fine. Midweeks, the last midweek, in general, last month was not that lucky. Like the last thing that was very good. And since then, it went a little bit downhill with rewards, to be honest. But it's gonna go up again. I'm not so worried about that. Is when I became first and you became fourth, I think. So you remember?
Back, yeah.
Did you actually keep your Siren, Emery?
Yeah, I've still got him. Yeah, he's going to be a joke this year. He looks insane right now in preseason. But no, I'm just looking at Armani's incapabilities as far as clean sheets. Last 4 games, no clean sheet. But he did get a clean sheet against San Lorenzo before that. And a clean sheet against Cologne. So yeah, he has gone on a bit of a Yeah, an unlucky streak, I guess. They're only really conceding one goal in these games. He
Yeah,
conceded
that's the
three
thing.
against Rosario, but yeah, the rest one goal, and it's still very frustrating. Obviously, if you're triple stacking and defensive stacking or whatever, because you had Messi and Heel, didn't you, in that lineup?
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. He didn't
frustrating.
still.
Yeah,
He didn't
what's
play yet, but yeah,
yeah,
Messi of course scored another 92. I think if you can't play in Sorare anymore, or at least you can't play gas divisions without Messi anymore. I don't think so. I think
100%.
like this kid, the MLS is just way too bad for him. Like way too bad. They leave
Yeah,
him
he's
so many spaces. It's unbelievable.
he's
Like
taking the piss, isn't he?
like he's taking the kid. He played 180 minutes in total. Already has 2 assists and 5 goals, brother. Like, come on, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out. The MLS isn't a great standard if we're just being completely honest compared to what Messi's used to.
To compare to what Messi's used to, I think the MLS standard is actually
It's
getting
getting
higher and
better.
higher.
Of
Yeah,
course
but
it
it's
is.
Messi. He played for
Yeah, I
Barcelona in
know.
the golden era of Spanish football. Then he went to PSG, the golden era of PSG, because they had Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi. At least from the names, I think the golden era of PSG is coming this season with Luis Enrique, to be honest. But at least from the names, of course, you're gonna go to MLS and destroy everything in bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about him himself and Argentina because like he's not playing against those good opponents anymore. And it's at the end of the day, it's practice, you know what I mean? And if he played always against the best of the best. And if you don't
Hmm.
play against the best of the best, and then in the World Cup or in the Copa, if you play against Brazil, which still will be having the players
Good
at the
players.
best clubs in the
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
yeah, how are you gonna manage then?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
if you
point.
play in the MLS, that's the thing.
It's a good
That's
point
the
because we saw. I know Bale is a Messi, but obviously we saw Bale go to LA Galaxy, and then his international career then suffered because he wasn't playing football regularly. And I'm not saying Messi's not playing. Obviously he is playing. He's doing amazingly well. But it can't. The point is kind of still there. They're playing in like weaker leagues, and you just don't know how that's going to affect them then if they go onto the international stage and play against better players like you said. So yeah, that is
exactly.
actually good thought process. I mean, it doesn't really matter for Sorare as much, but as far as just
No,
him and his career, yeah, it's an interesting topic. But then I
at,
don't know.
at the end, he
Yeah,
won them all. Anyways, he
I
won
mean,
them
he's
all.
done.
Now
Yeah, he's done. He
he's
doesn't
he
need to
done that.
prove anything.
Yeah, he's done. So I don't think he cares too much, to be honest. But me as Scaloni, I wouldn't be too excited for him to go into MLS. It's just because you also get used to the standard, and then you think you can do stuff you can't do against
Hmm.
Thiago Silva or Danilo. You just can't do it because they know they're gonna see this 2 miles coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you think you can do it because you do it every day, and you
Hmm.
forget that you're playing against another opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It should be
And yeah,
interesting to see if he can kind of combine the two. Like
but
because
he's 36 already.
of
Argentina
course,
should not be based on Messi anymore. Anyways, they did it. They crowned
yeah.
him, and he deserves it.
But they're gonna, until he retires, everything's gonna be the Messi show. Unfortunately, isn't it? For Argentinian players, I don't think they care. But I think they're fine with playing with Messi. But anyway, Feda, massive updates this midweek. We finally, I don't know if you've got it, but I've got my cash wallet enabled.
I've got
How
it.
would you've got it? How are we
Yep.
feeling? Come on then, give me your verdict.
I have to say it's pretty smooth. It's pretty smooth. It's very easy to get the money on. To getting the money on is also quite cheap in a way.
Okay.
Like,
So how cheap? Tell me.
like
Do we know?
I've invested like just 400 quids. Just put them on because I had them lying around for a long time for Sora, but I could
Uh huh.
never basically put them on. I uploaded £400.
Okay.
I spent like £4, which is
So it's
fine.
1%. Yeah.
Yeah, not even.
Okay.
Yeah, 1%. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
percent. Yeah,
Okay.
it's 1%. Yeah,
Okay, so we're
not
happy with
not
the
too bad to be honest.
percentages, ease of sort of getting money on. Obviously, you've not tried taking money out. Yeah, I've not either. Through, I don't even have any cash. I only have ETH right now. How do you feel that sort of situation is going to go though? The whole listing in ETH only or listing in cash and ETH? Like, do you think there's going to be like a separation as far as markets?
I do think there's gonna be a separation. I'm not the biggest fan of this. At least, how do you say that you can't switch it? But of course, it has to be. It can't be, because if that would be possible, so it would basically be a
An exchange.
exchange, and that
Yeah.
couldn't be. They need some different licenses for that. It's just stupid because, for example, I had a bid on a goalie today, and I had like this £400,
Uh huh.
and he went like for £430, and I have still like 0.2 ETH lying around. So I would
Yeah.
have loved to basically just use £30 of those ETH to get that goalie, but I couldn't, so I just missed the opportunity to get that goalie. That's not the best case, but I understand it, and I'm not like too mad about it. I'm fine with the cash wallet. I think it's very much needed. We needed it, and they implemented it pretty smoothly. The identification was really smoothly. Nothing went wrong in a way,
Hmm.
and like it took me a little bit of while to convert my photos into JPEGs, because
Okay.
I have done everything on my computer, and I didn't have them in JPEGs. But after that, I was no problem at all.
Hmm.
Getting the money on, as I said already, very fairly easy, super easy. Yeah, also toggling around what you want, E for cash, E for just ETH only, cash only. It's pretty straightforward. I me personally, but that's just a design thing, and probably gonna change it anyways. I really don't like the green symbol with the cash if you just send the cash to a manager. But this is like very nonsense. What I'm saying is not important, but
Yeah.
it's
No, for
just
sure.
me personally.
Uh huh.
And yeah, and I think long term this is key for onboarding loads of new users that can enjoy the game with us.
Yeah.
And I don't think everything's going to triple in the next 5 months or so, but this is very important for the Sorare roadmap along the road, to
Hmm.
be honest, in
That
my
was what I
opinion.
was. Yeah, that was going to be my next sort of question to you. Like, is this not the final piece? But okay, I don't know. Actually, maybe I will label it as the final piece. Is this the most important piece that we need if we are ever to try and tap into the mainstream sort of fantasy football, if you like? Is this the biggest piece of the puzzle?
It is one of the biggest pieces, but as always, the product is not only one thing, but the
Of course.
surroundings. So the
Yeah.
surroundings need to be okay, and there's just some issues still left on Zora. But for me, as you said, just to answer that question, I
Hmm.
think it is on the same level as signing the EPL, because you have done that, you have that now, and now you can move on and just grow and make the product what it can be in a way.
Yeah. I mean, do you think? Okay, so is it gonna have a as far as the market goes, is it going to have a better impact or yeah, a more positive impact than the EPL? Because we saw when the EPL came on, if we're being honest, prices didn't go up, did they? And I'm not
They
saying
they
they
actually
didn't
just
really.
went into the EPL basically
Yeah.
destroyed all the prices. To be honest,
Okay, so then if we say this cash wallet update, maybe not now, but do you think this is going to cause somewhat of an increase in prices overall? Genuinely, like not right now, but let's just say over the next couple months. Do you
if it
foresee that?
if we onboard new users, I generally believe so, yes, but it's
Okay.
only possible through new users
Uh huh.
and more influx of money, of course. But I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna double or triple our prices if we don't have any new users. We can keep them stable and even make them rise a bit, but
Hmm.
by making it more easy to easify the
Yeah.
process how we get money on Sora and out of Sora, because which is absolutely great. Which I never thought about this in that way, because we always, as a threshold, we got ETH basically,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So we basically accumulated loads of ETH, and for me that was great because I am an ETH maximist. I love ETH. I love Sora because I want to have ETH.
Hmm.
But now, if I go to my mate and tell him, bro, you can win actually actual fifty
Money.
dollars,
Yeah. 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 Good
actual
point.
$50, and you can just by one click, get those $50 into your bank account and go out with your girlfriend and have a nice dinner. You know how absolutely
Yeah.
difficult it is to get the ETH on your other MetaMask wallets, then send it to another exchange, change it in fiat wallet, and then from fiat getting it to your bank account. So basically, out of those 50 euros, probably 30 remain. But this
Yep.
time, you basically 50 get, you get 50, you go there and you can basically even pay a week of food in certain countries. You know what I mean? Which is absolutely amazing, and this
Hmm.
is a huge growth leverage in my opinion.
Do you think?
And
Yeah. Do you think?
because it's
Yeah. From
you
like a marketing
literally can,
perspective, though, you know.
yeah, you literally can buy a pizza now with it, like literally.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. As long as you've got your bank, covered and whatever. Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, maybe that is like the golden sort of nugget out of this is the fact that the rewards now can be paid out in cash, which, like you
Exactly.
said, is so sort of um important for users that aren't or don't want to be exposed to crypto. I think it's massive. Do you see the site like wanting to hide, or you just saw it themselves? Do you feel like ETH is going to be a word of the past, if that makes sense? Even though the option's still there, do you feel like it's going to be 90% cash eventually, 10% ETH, or how do you see the sort of percentages going as far as like people wanting that over that, if that makes sense?
I think not in the short while, to be honest. Like in the
Okay.
next month, 6 months or so, not. But maybe like in 2 years, if we're talking, probably we will have a higher cash equivalent to ETH
Hmm.
because it's just people don't like crypto that much, and people were also um afraid of Sora just because of this crypto aspect. Oh, that's crypto, it's shit. Even if they like the idea, and then you
Yeah.
said crypto, oh yeah, it's shit. Forget it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a scam or whatever. You know what I mean? And so that's 100% gonna change because like people were always more like fiat and ETH, at least in the next 5 years. Then in 10 to 15 years we look again.
Yeah.
But I think in the 6 months we're still gonna have our core user base still on it, and I would also say that our current user base, I'm sorry, is 50-50. I would say like the 50% wants ETH, 50% already want cash, even if they used ETH before, but they would like prefer cash in a way. And yeah, I don't. I'm gonna say like we're gonna see a bigger shift to cash, 100%, but it's gonna take a little while, to be honest, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I still just get like today and everything. Everybody said, "Ooh, we got so many cash offers, blah blah." Like I haven't received a cash offer yet,
Neither have
but
I.
today, but I
Yeah.
have received like or six ETH offers.
Same. Yeah, I've had a couple ETH, but no cash. But yeah, that'll come. I think that the newer users that are gonna, onboard
Yes,
over the next couple of months, they might just want to be cash only, which is probably a fine thing.
100%.
That's gonna be the norm now. I think people onboarding are gonna want to just be exposed to cash, and that's fine as long as that's the reason, or as long as they're coming on and they're staying on because of that reason, then we can't really be too mad about that.
Thousand
What
percent.
what about like use or what about just general people that know about Sorare but have been put off because of the crypto aspect? How important is it the Sorare now when they do market and do their marketing strategies that is like a massive thing that they make it known that crypto isn't involved as much as it was or at all anymore, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, 100%. But for this to happen and for this to work, it is very important that we get people like like what Neymar is doing with this stupid Blaze Casino, or Kunaguero or Drake are doing with Stake or whatever. Basically, people showing how you actually play Sora, because Sora is still quite complicated and it's gonna still always be complicated, and we need those people to some influencer to basically guide you to the process of getting on Sora, how to play Sora, and not leave you alone. And that needs to be done better from Sora side in marketing, from my opinion. I think if we would have had people like Tani or you, but you don't bring another a
Like
following
external
outside of
audience.
Sorare. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
And but people like Johnny who absolutely love this game, or Nepenthes absolutely love this game, or Haber, or who
Mm-hmm.
actually who understand the game and who show how you actually play that game. It is way more important than you. For example, this was the worst marketing you have ever done in the whole life of Sorare. I said that before, and I said that in the moment. Remember when they did that with the in on the World Cup with the from the KSI gang? What's the name of that?
Uh,
The British
the
YouTube,
Sidemen are
the
like,
Sidemen. Yeah, when they did it
yeah.
with the Sidemen, they all did one video and then left completely, and nobody
Mm-hmm.
ever showed what to do and what to. The Sidemen itself are not a bad user, like probably like
Demographic. Yeah,
user demographic. Probably most of the users would be interested in that service, like Sora, but just don't leave them alone, and
yeah,
because
yeah.
that
Just
just
guide
looks
them a
like a
little bit more.
scam and nothing else. And okay, you have been paid and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you just need to be guided more, or even just football stars to make them having. There's so many football stars nowadays just live stream FIFA or whatever, like just live stream with on Sora and whatever. Like that shouldn't be too much of a problem to get somebody to do that in a way. And I think this would be one of the best Sora marketing can do. And then there's obviously other marketing channels and funnels that they know better than us, and because they have data and everything. But I'm not, as we said before, um, it is massive because now it isn't a solely crypto company. You can just play with fiat and never ever care about crypto in your whole life on Sora, which is completely amazing for most of the users. And what I also like a lot is that the new onboarded user start with cash only, and then they, I think, have to select if they want to have crypto or not. This is
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great and it's big. It's a huge
No,
thing.
it is. I'm just looking at Nicholas's tweet. I don't know if you've seen it, but the one where he says like cash wallet ticked, mobile soon, and then marketing
Oh man,
soon.
this guy, he's
He's the pump
Mister,
master.
he's the pub master. Like, that's the only thing. Yeah,
But I mean, I'd
I
rather him
do
say
like,
this. Yeah, I'd
I
rather him
do
say
like
this than
Big
talk
Nick, to be
down though.
honest.
Yeah.
I do like Big Nick, to be honest. He's been much better since 2023 than last year, in my opinion, and he took loads of responsibilities as well. I do like Big Nick. I can't say anything about him, to be honest. Just he's a pump master, and I hate pumping shit. I just hate that.
But all these things are good and well, isn't it? It's all good and well having a good mobile sort of app, and it's all good and well having this cash wallet. But ultimately, the marketing needs to be on point, Feder, doesn't it? And I know you've just touched upon it as far as who to target and stuff, but wider again from just like YouTubers and stuff. Like what do we need to see to get this out there? Because we've seen the name Sorare or the brand Sorare on the side of football pitches. Like, what is it going to take to get people on the street talking about Sorare like they would FPL, for example?
Definitely an amazing product, which FPL is, because people were in groups, then you could have had the bragging rights and blah blah, and that's just basically just out of bragging rights. And I think Sora can do this as well. And Sora, what is super important for Sora is that people don't say, "Oh, Sora, shit, I lost so much money on Sora." That's the problem. A little bit on
Yeah,
Sora, because you can't say that about FPL. The only thing you can actually do lose on FPL is time, and people
yeah,
don't seem to care about the time, which is way more valuable than money. But
yeah.
but people don't seem to care about it, to be honest. But
Hmm.
if you tell your mate, "Oh fuck, man, I'm down 67%. The product is cool, but just leave it. You're better betting or whatever," and that's the main
That's
thing
the
they need
issue,
to
isn't it?
change.
Yeah,
That's
stability,
the
isn't
issue.
it? It's
That's the
stability.
stupid. You can't,
Yeah.
like, you have to, and the best marketing for you, Sora, that is, and that's why most of the users are right now in Sora, playing Sora in a way,
Hmm.
um and having big galleries in a way, is during the crypto boom, you heard from that guy and that guy, "Oh, he made so much money on Sora, let's go all and jump on Sora, basically, and let's check it out. You can make money and it's fun." And if you hear it is fun, but you don't make money and you just lose money, you just won't do it.
Of
It's
course.
just physical, like.
But then it's like
And
you can't sell somebody a dream, can you? You can't just say to somebody, "Look, there's
no,
this
no, you
game. It's
can't.
really
You
fun,
can't.
and everyone's making money," because that's just not true either. These are markets where
No,
there's
no.
people. There's always has to be a loser, unfortunately. But it's just how much are you losing, and do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Because
exactly, exactly. The
yeah,
Gauss curve needs to be in. They need to be on a proper level. It can't be like okay, things like Lucas Telarayan should not happen on
that
Sora.
yeah, I know, I
Like
agree. Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like that
yeah.
in the reason of a second of 3 to 5 minutes, the player loses 95% of its value. That's what people are basically afraid of.
Yeah, but then could you also argue somebody could snap their leg in one game and never play football ever again, and that's the
Yeah,
same amount
but
of risk?
the problem is people are emotional. If you're out on ACL basically,
Hmm.
or you're having ACL, your price is gonna half probably, but it's not going down 95%. And
No,
people are
but let's just say
just super
somebody
stupid.
literally can't play ever again. Let's say they have a heart permutation or whatever. They can't play football ever again, like Fabrice Muamba back in the day. Like, I know that's very rare, but I think do we have to accept that risk
Yes, but
as
this is a different type of risk and just moving to another league in a way, which is way happening way more often. And I'm completely pro not licensing the Saudi league at the moment, and I think it's a good decision from Sorare just to wait 1 year. To be honest, I think
Mhm.
that's a good decision. But they shot themselves a little bit in the leg because if Saudi would have been covered, probably Salarian maybe would have even rose a bit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Uh, and uh, and that's just so much money value lost in so short
Amount of
period
time.
of
Yeah,
time.
I know, I
People
know.
just get scared and like, why the hell should you like and like if that's for example, I hope most of the galleries who had Zelarayan are not
Hmm.
affected for that. But that's for example, me, I'm average. I'm average fit. I have 1,500 euros. I put 1,500 euros into Sorare, built the
Yep.
best America stack, and of course, I had to have Zelarayan for that.
Hmm.
If in the moment of 5 minutes, a third of my value is gone, like I'm pissed at the
Of
platform
course.
as well. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go to my mates and say, "Wow, it's so freaking good." I just lost
No,
500 euros in a minute. You know what I mean?
I know, I know. It's a tough one. Did you see there was literally a guy on Twitter like 10 minutes before the Zelarayan news came out? He literally bought Zelarayan and was like, I can't, like, I'm so excited to have Zelarayan in my gallery. And then literally 10 minutes later, Tom Bogart broke the news that Zelarayan's leaving to Saudi. It was
Yeah.
like the guy got incredibly unlucky. And I'm very sorry that that guy's in the situation he's in. Like many other people, whether you bought 5 minutes before, 5 years before, it doesn't matter. But it's a situation that it doesn't feel right, Feder, does it? It doesn't feel right that you can just completely evaporate in 95% of your value of a card can evaporate in literally minutes. um
Yeah, but
I don't know.
that's because us people on
Yeah.
server are way too emotional, and that's why I like all these mechanisms that Sora is trying to put on us stupid people because we are very stupid. Most of like we're so freaking emotional on Sora. It's crazy. Um, mm, to hold our players so that this stuff doesn't really happen in the future anymore.
Hmm.
That's a very good and intelligent path they're taking in a way. But it just took us away a little bit from the overall discussion. I think if 80% of the users are losing money, that's not a good thing for Sora to be in, like state for Sora as well, because then word of mouth, which is the most important, especially if you have to spend money. Like if it would be a free product, whatever, then it's fine. But if you
Hmm.
have to spend money and word of mouth is bad, like you're a little bit on the losing end. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Of course. No, I know. But then,
By the way, I'm not because I don't see the chat anything.
yeah, yeah. There's not much being
Just
said, to be fair. There's
not too much.
not too much. Someone has asked, any price risk if we enable both cash and ETH. Can you answer that, Feder? Do you know the answer to that? I don't know what that means by
No,
price risk.
the
There's
only
not.
thing you have to do is your KYC, and I know some people that don't want to do that. To be honest.
Yeah, I've heard the same. But I mean, yeah, somebody messaged me on Twitter and was like, I don't want to do it because of tax. But it's like, well, you should have been paying tax anyway. So it's, you know, like, isn't it though,
Yeah,
really?
most
Like
likely,
it,
yes.
yeah. Unless you're
But
in a country with,
on the
yeah.
cash, you definitely need to pay the tax in the future. On the
But then
ETH, you
how,
can.
yeah, how will that work though? Because you're not, how will that work with the cash side of things, if that
Yeah,
makes sense?
that's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So
Really?
yeah, I'm not gonna accept cash. I'm not gonna get cash from my rewards.
Okay.
Like, I just want to have ETH. Also because I just play it for the ETH at the end of the day. Because my initial
Yeah.
goal when I came onto Sora is to maximize ETH. This goal is long gone,
Hmm.
long gone. Now I play it for the sake of it. You know what I mean? And because we're junkies. But that was my initial goal. So I will still have to like ETH in a way. And so if it is actually skyrocketing, I'm profiting out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I will take cash if needed, but I always prefer ETH to be honest.
Because that cash
And
would fall into like income rather than capital gains,
yes,
maybe, right?
it's
Yeah.
income. It's income.
That's interesting.
So basically, every time you withdraw, you need to actually pay taxes if you do it correctly.
Well, it's yeah. Well, no, actually, it would be every time you sell a card, no, technically, or win cash as a reward, right?
Yes, both. Yes,
Right. Okay. Interesting.
it's a little bit difficult tax
I
wise,
wonder.
but
Yeah, I
yeah,
wonder how that's
I'm
gonna.
not the biggest expert on that to
No,
be
neither
honest.
am
So I
I. But
don't.
I just trying to think. Yeah, because I subscribe to that Sorare tax or Sorare tool, so it'd be interesting to see how they break down. Further. Going forward now, how that's gonna work if you're withdrawing in cash or accepting trades in cash or whatever it is. It's gonna be. Yeah, I wonder how that all is all gonna plan out. But that's not my problem right now. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Right, Feder, you made some acquisitions midweek. I also made a couple, but you made probably, would you argue, your not your best card, but your most prized card maybe in your gallery right now is landed? Would you argue maybe?
Nah, no,
No,
not that. No, no.
really?
I've Blake is 1.4. Lucha
No,
Costa as
not
well.
not prize wise, not
So
price wise. I mean, like just as far as like how much you love
yes,
the card.
yes. My favorite car arrived. I'm
There we
done.
go.
I'm
There
done.
we
I don't
go.
need to buy anybody else in Sora. Maybe his unique, but that's still a long time to go. But my man, my favorite player, the guy who I scouted 4 years ago, and I said he's amazing. Same with Gino Nana, those two. Uh, Tijani Reinders was welcome to the club. Basil, you're a legend. You gave me a good deal, and you had two. If he wouldn't have had two, he wouldn't have sold me one. To be honest,
Hmm.
because he's also a big fan of him. And yeah, I have Tijani. I need to get a Leao now, which is not the worst to be honest, but I love him. I love him to bits, and I'm actually happy I got the new card as well because he looks so much sharper and cleaner on the new card, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a
And
beautiful
I'm
card.
I'm really really happy. Like I was so happy that I did the transaction with Basel at 3 at night because I just wanted to make it done
Yeah.
to have it happen. Even if I on the next day I had a very important meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning, I just had to have it done. It's super important. Tijani is just sometimes you have to do something for your heart, and this is just a heart buy, nothing else. And I didn't want to put any ETH anymore on the platform, but I had to do it with the possibility that I could get Tijani. So I loaded up another 0.75, something like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I bought him. I'm super happy. I really am super happy, and I'm again really thank you so much, Basil. It makes me seriously happy,
Yeah, so
and
you've
you can see
go
it
on.
from the joy.
No, I know. This is a card that you've been telling me how good Tijani is for years now. And yeah, the fact that you've now got his super rare, I'm just looking at it now in your gallery. 5 of 10 mints. Yeah, it's a beautiful card. Are you going to be deploying that in Champ Europe Super Rare?
Yeah, the
Or like
goal
Repro?
is no. I think it's gonna be Champ Europe, something like that.
Oh,
It
okay.
depends on the matchups, but I think I
Yeah.
have a pretty sneaky Champ Europe because I have too many. Because I'm a sucker for I'm a nostalgic guy, you know me.
Mm,
I will never sell Van der Voort just because he's my first prize, first because I won him being
yeah.
first, basically. Even if I really don't need Martin van der Voort, like really don't need. I would love to have a Lucas Chevalier in his instead of him in a way, but I'm gonna buy a Lucas Chevalier one day when I finally got some ETH again on Sora. And yeah, but the dream is since I got Martin and I have Mamadashvili and Hedel and Bazunu, I can switch them around in U23 basically. And I have
Okay.
also Baek until the end of the year. So my dream is gonna be from November on because that's when he's back. Is gonna play Lucas Chevalier in goal for Champion Europe Rare Pro.
Yeah.
Lucas Chevalier. Then the Thiago Diallo Super Rare I have.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the Thiago Diallo, so the nice little defensive stack.
Defender. Yeah.
Yes. And I'm gonna have Tijani Reinders,
Super rare.
Fikayo Tomori Rare,
Ooh.
and Rafael Leao
Rafael.
in the as a forward option. I think that's a pretty decent team to be honest.
It's a good team. It's a very nice team. Inter
And
Milan, AC Milan, and yeah, and a Lille stack.
Lille and
It's
all,
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
all players I love. That's the most important thing. Like those players I love. It's not like because I bought them off because of Sora and they're good on Sora, but these I bought because I actually believe they're good players. You know what I mean?
100%. No, I'm buzzing for you. I am really excited to see that you have him in the gallery. Yeah, it's one of those buys where, like you said, you really think he's going to do well at AC. It's your club. You know
Yeah, it's my
what?
club as well.
It just makes sense. It does really make sense from that
Yeah, I'm gonna
angle.
watch any of his game anyways. You know, it's my club.
I
You
mean,
know what
of
I mean?
course. Yeah, yeah,
You
it
know,
makes sense.
and he's been awesome at the US tour as well. Like, I
Hmm.
think he could be really good. I like if he gets sets, we're flying. Like for real. If he
Yeah, yeah,
gets sets, this is a huge card to have. Like even for guests, then in theory,
100%.
he needs to get the sets. Like I watched the last game against Barcelona. Like
Hmm.
Leo made him two assists he should have done, but he was so good in positioning and everything. So the goals and the assists will come, and I'm not frightened
Not
about
worried
it.
about that.
And
No, no, for sure.
exactly, I'm not worried about it. And if he gets the corners and if he gets the free kicks, I think we're fine. Like we're really good, and I think it was decent price for you for a 24-year-old super playing in a top five league at the top club. So that was
100%.
fine.
No, it's a good
And
price. It's a very
yeah,
good
then I
price.
bought two other super rares because I'm mostly into super rares at the moment,
Hmm.
and because I'm just I, like I don't want to sound snobby in a way, but like I have the rares I want. Like there's
Yeah, I mean,
no
it's
need
not
of
snobby.
any
That's just where
other.
you are. That's just where you're at in your gallery.
Exactly. Like I don't, and the rares that I still would like to have, I try to win at least. I don't.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go out and buy them. I just that's basically my goal, and go out and try to win a Florian Wirtz that I would love to have as rare. Don't get me wrong at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
But I
But you just
want
don't
to
want to buy
win
one.
him.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to win him. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's basically my motivation on Sora for most part of this time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to buy the because I have a nice Saint Etienne stack in Super Rare, so I had to buy the Saint Etienne
Striker.
striker with Ibrahim Sissoko. Bought him
Okay.
in, got him in the club,
Hmm.
and then I had since if people around me know how much I have fallen in love with Club America de Mexico.
Yeah.
I've fallen so much in love with that team. It's unbelievable. Thanks to Diego Valdez. And yeah, I needed another super rare of that team. And I really had my eyes on Leonardo Suarez for a long time. He was very cheap at a certain point because he wasn't really a starter
Okay.
and he didn't score really good. But since now the new coach came in, he's preferred starter for the new coach. He's very young, and the crazy
Hmm.
thing is, there's only three Super Rares out there. There's not gonna be any minted anymore because it's not a licensed team,
Ooh.
and so there's only three Super Rares out there.
Hmm.
And the good thing is, the day Diego Valdez needs a rest, Leo Suarez, the guy is gonna move from the right wing to the number 10, so he's gonna even
Ooh.
score even better in a way. So
Yeah.
even so I'm set. I have two very very good super rares from Mexico now with Leo Suarez and Diego Valdez, and them together with Julian Quinones rare in attack. I think that's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait to play them together in Gas, because I needed to go away from the river stack, because I'm just every day I look at the river playing and never a CS, so I had to find two other super rares, and I still gonna have my river stack. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited for that one. And Leo Suarez was hard negotiation, because he had very high offers from very much bigger galleries than I am. And I'm not a small gallery in a way, and but he had
Mm-hmm.
much bigger. So I had to talk to him like for 1.5 weeks. You remember I told you, should I
Yeah,
buy
you told
Leo
me a while
Suarez?
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
should I
yeah.
buy Leo Suarez or Tijani Reinders? Because I didn't have at the time the money to
The
buy both.
yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
because I had the money for one, saved on Sorare from all the rewards during the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and the other and Tijani had just then bought with external money. But since I bought Tijani, I said, okay, let's do it. Let's just close the deal, and then we closed it. And excited for him to give his club debut this weekend. He's gonna
Oh,
play
nice.
against Chicago, against your
Where,
boy.
where are you gonna play him? But,
I'm probably gonna play him Champion America, to be
okay.
honest,
Yeah.
because I can't. You know me, I hate playing two strikers, so I can't play Quiones and Messi, and I still think
Okay.
Messi is gonna score better than Quiones. That's why I'm gonna put Messi in also Rare Pro and Quiones in America Rare Pro. And yeah, since he did Quiones, just because of the stack, I have to put Leonardo Suarez with Quiones basically.
Okay.
And I would the initial idea was to play him in also Rare Pro and Gas, but then Messi just did Messi again, and now they're further on the next round, and he's gonna do Messi again, and I have to have Messi in my Gas team, and maybe I even gonna play with two strikers, but I generally don't like playing with two strikers, to be honest.
I
It's
know
not
what you
it's
mean.
just not my style.
Hmm. You're more of a double defense or double mid,
Yes,
aren't you?
yes,
Yeah.
I'm more a defensive stacker.
Okay. No, that's fine. I did a couple of wheeling and dealings, I guess, over the last couple of days. I basically wanted to complete my Aberdeen little forward stack that I have. So
Yeah,
I have that Carlson mid. I've needed a Super Rare under 23 forward for a long time. I ended up buying that Thies Delinga, who I still have, which I'm happy, to hold and whatever. But I felt like I probably needed someone else. I think if Delinga was injured, I'd still be a bit like, hang on a minute, who do I play? I don't really have many options, right? So I brought in a Luis Duke Lopez, who's
wow,
the forward for Aberdeen. I bought his super rare and rare card. But
yeah,
Feder, this is what happened, right? So there's only 6 super rares. There's a couple of those super rares were like rewards, from people that won him. So I messaged a couple people and whatever. The day before, there was
yeah,
a super rare. Is it how do you pronounce that? He's like a PSV fan. Shernit 11. I don't know how we're gonna pronounce his name, but anyway, he's a
yes,
Sorare account. He had him up for sale for 0.6 ETH. At the time, I didn't really have any ETH. I had like zero point 0.2 maybe. And then I sold my tenas. So I had like 0.43 in my balance,
yeah.
okay? 0.43 ETH. I sent that offer to this the PSV fan. He declined it. And then he took the card off sale. Then the next day, I sent a random offer to... Who was it exactly? Let me have a look. So some guy
Ooh,
called...
Rafa. Yeah, MTBYU.
Yeah, MTFB W BWY. Anyway, he bought him 3 months ago for 0.39, and I sent him an offer. And I went to the gym. I came home. I looked at my phone, had a Gmail notification to say that
Yeah,
my offer had been accepted, but I completely forgot that I sent the offer. So I
those are
was,
the best.
they were amazing, absolutely incredible. So I was like, I have a Duke Super. I'm like, for a price where I thought I would never get him. I never thought I would get him for 0.34. I honestly, I was speaking to another guy and he was like, I'll never sell for less than like 0.55. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I can see that. And if I had the ETH, I would have been willing to pay that, but I didn't have it at the time. Anyway, I get the super rare in. I'm obviously over the moon. And then I'm like, okay, I look at my lineup for the weekend, and I'm like, okay, I'm a little bit I'm a little bit short on rare under 23 forward. So I look at the pick score on Sorare data, where you can check who has good fixtures
Yeah.
and whatever, and I see the Duke's obviously on there, and I'm like, okay, well, what's his rare price? So I end up buying a rare for £120. I don't know what's that in 0.088, so 0.09 basically.
Yeah, 150 euros.
So I've managed to get the super rare and the rare in for basically zero point 0.5, where I was happy to pay 0.55 for the super rare alone. So I know personally I'm over the moon, because I have the super rare and the rare now. He's only under 23 for another year, but I think he's going to provide me with a lot of options to go with Clarkson. But then Feder, I want your take on this. Is this a stupid move? I paid £29 for a 35-year-old retired goalkeeper who is a 1 of 100 and he is number 1. So basically,
how much does it add?
So I've added 2% collection bonus.
Just because of that.
Well,
how much does Joe Lewis give you?
Joe Lewis gives me 70 points. Duke gives me 10. Clarkson gives me 10, and then this Jaden Richardson, who is £6, gives me 10 as well. So I have 100 points right now.
£6, holy shit! I've never thought that a rare card could be £6.
I know, it's crazy. But yeah, I'm on 100 points on my Aberdeen stack, and that gives me an extra 2% on Clarkson and Duke rare. Obviously, it's nothing to do with the super rare. Do you think £35 is worth that?
Yeah,
you
definitely.
Do? 2%?
Especially because I think they're going to change this new training thing, so you probably need more goalies as well, so you can use your Joe Lewis there.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's not a bad move at all.
You think training will need like 5 players, if that makes sense? It's not going to be like
100%.
Thing. Okay.
I think it's going to be more like we used to have it, basically.
Mm-hmm. I did also buy a Max Aarons today, Feder, because our boy Tino Livramento has moved to Newcastle, and I think Southampton are going to come in for Max Aarons.
I think so too. I'm trying for 3 hours to get one from Pavel, but he's declining and declining and declining.
Does he have some? Does he?
He has one, yeah, but he's not for sale, so he's probably just not looking at offers. I don't know. I've sent him an all ETH cash. I've sent in £80. I've sent in a £70 offer just in cash, but he's declining. He doesn't seem to care.
He doesn't want to know. Wow. Okay. Because there was a couple up for sale earlier for like £60. I ended up getting one off Basel. Actually, I paid £40 plus my Mabiko rare card. So yeah, that's a bit of a gamble, hoping that pays off, so then I can play Bazunu and Max Aarons as a little defensive stack, maybe.
But I'm kind of a fetishist, you know what I mean? I hate when they're not
the same card. I know.
Yeah, I hate it so much, brother.
I know.
Like,
we have a question though on the live chat, Feder.
Yeah,
Kian Oakley,
100%.
Thank you for the question. Anyone know why I receive ETH offers even though I'm on cash only? I know that we're not going to have the answer, but that's an interesting situation. Does that mean he has something enabled that he shouldn't? Oh, I don't know.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
And since when do you have Sorare, basically? Because probably it's because of the thing you had before. Maybe cash only is only for new users, because you still have an e-wallet.
Let us know when you signed up. Oh yeah, because you're saying if you're brand new to Sorare, you wouldn't even have an ETH wallet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe. But if he's old, he still has the ETH wallet, you know? Like, if he's old user, I don't know if he's old or young, you know what I mean? But if he's an old user... Sorry, my man. I didn't want to offend you there.
No. Somebody has told us they've picked up a rare Dante Polvara from Aberdeen. Think he got a chance to do well this season. This guy was selling for £3 as a rare card 3 months ago. He's American. He's under 23 midfielder. Yeah.
His super rare went for £40.
There's only one super rare in existence. Because Aberdeen have just recently, I think today, accepted an offer from Lecce maybe or someone like that. For their midfielder. Yeah, Ramalda or Ramal, something like that. I don't know his name, but he's not under 23. But anyway, yeah, he's gone to Italy. I don't know if Serie B or Serie A, but
the crazy thing is he did a good job anyways, because there's only 13 rare cards, which is really great, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that is
it's kind of a super rare. like being a super rare.
Hmm. With the limited supply. Okay. Feder, you weren't happy with the prize pools in America. Tell us why.
Man, I'm not happy with America at all. Like the prices are so bad in America at the moment. I hope they're gonna recover from that. But like today, as I said, I had this goalie like it's that Argentinian AJ goalie Alexis Martin. He went
Hmm.
for like 0.24. And I think the last one week again was going for 0.38. So 0.14 in a week. It's like pretty steep decline. Again, what we talked about, like this should not be used possible if you want to have like a huge amount of new users. But I don't think like some American prizes are good, and I think they're gonna recover because just people are just crazy. As I said, people on Sorare are just emotional. People are selling American cards to buy now European cards, and then in the middle of the European season, are gonna sell European cards
To
to
buy
buy
American.
American cards. It's just the people on Sorare.
I mean, yeah, but
But
we're all guilty of it, aren't we?
yeah,
Somehow.
we're all guilty. In a way, we're all guilty about it. Yeah, 100%. But going back to the
The
conversation,
prize pools. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I had a little problem today, and I think thanks to Andrew that he basically insisted to everything. But I talked to Mark as well, like loads, and I was really furiated in a way that we had like 35 rare rewards in America and 7 in
Right.
America Pro, and we had like 30 licensed team,
Hmm.
and the Challenger Europe prize pool had like 56 rare rewards in, and they only had like 6 licensed team, which is a little bit
Interesting.
annoying, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's got annoying. Like, I understand that America is maybe you're not your favorite league, but don't like. There's loads of America only users and managers on Sora, and they love their region. And I'm also very America heavy. Don't get me wrong, and you too. And like being not really respected in a way is okay, but I've the thing I didn't like is that they Paul at least didn't say that actually they make a mistake, that everything is correct. And then after the game week, of course, they say, "Oh, we actually did a mistake. We're gonna update
Yeah.
the American prize pool." Like, come on, what the fuck? I'm sorry, like, say it to me earlier, then I at least can allocate it accordingly. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
I would have put in another America team instead of an All Star team because I
Oh,
knew
you mean
All Star is gonna be yeah, exactly.
before the game week, yeah, started. I got you.
Exactly, because I knew All Star's gonna be super competitive because
Hmm.
this midweek All Star games are super competitive,
Hmm.
and because you have to have basically a 20 stack or Dynamo 20 is playing, Dynamo didn't play to be successful, and yeah, and that wasn't the case. But America prize pools are fine in a way. They now have even Messi, so that's positive to be honest, because
Yeah,
you
good point.
can
Yeah, yeah,
win
you
the
can.
biggest card in the game
Hmm.
in the America prize pools. Yeah, but I'm a little worried about America in a way, especially like also the minting seems a little bit off because like they they're minting so much, but then before a game in Libertadores, they're not minting a single Argentinos juniors player who would have had a game. I don't know. I think we have a general problem that they're minting again a lot of cards, especially in America, which nobody at the end at the moment is buying up, which is
Mm.
obviously turning out in a down spiral. But yeah, we will have to see how this works. And America, yeah, not too much to say about it. I hope they will show more love about it and just stop with this nonsense. I think if there's one thing they really need to do is fire the whole fucking rewards team. Just fire them all and just change them with some competent people because so like since I am on Sora, rewards is not working. Like
Yeah, yeah, we've
it's
never.
not working.
I agree. I agree. I just don't
And
like the fact that Andrew basically said to them, "Look, there's something probably wrong with the America allocation," and they basically said, "No, there's not." And then
yes,
two days later, when the game week closes, like you mentioned, oh no, we made a mistake. That, and I understand mistakes. People make mistakes. It's fine. But like the way they went about it, because I think they were a bit like they were. When Andrew put that question to them, I think Zurel was a bit like, I think you. I don't think you're right here type of thing, which is fine. He can say what he can want to say, but it just looks a bit silly when 2 days later they change the price pool.
But he's not responsible for that. So I don't.
No, I'm
I'm
not
not.
saying he's responsible, but I think he tweeted Andrew something like, "Oh, if you want me to change the challenger
But I would do
prize
the
pools, I
same
can."
if I would be him, to be honest, because
It was
I have
tongue
to
in
defend
cheek.
my. I have to
Yeah,
defend my company at the end of the
I
day. I
guess,
I
but
do
like,
get what he said, and him. I have no. I just have the problem with this reward team because it's a fault of the reward team, and it's not
mhm.
the first time. And howly, there was Lucas Telarayan still in the prize pool as a tier one or something like that. Like,
I know.
just get this shit sorted. It's not too bad. Like, just get somebody in an intern from any university and tell them just look at Twitter news and check the prize pools. Nothing else.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
I mean, they have 200 employees, Feder, man. There's got to
Yeah,
be one
exactly.
one guy that has that
Like
role, you know?
everything. Like at the moment, is that, for example, like I think everything is a Ferrari at the moment, but the
Mhm.
rewards is kind of a Fiat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and it always has been, if we're being honest, right?
it is
It's
always has
never
been,
been, it never has been that good.
and it's the most important thing on Sora. The
hmm
most important thing. Because that's why we all play and that's why we all tell our mates to play. You
Good
know what I
point.
mean?
Yeah, no, I agree with
It's
you,
the
mate.
freaking most important thing.
I know.
And they really need to sort that out. And yes, and I think I have to give them kudos again, because
hmm
they at least warned a lot of people like, okay, Opta is very bad in a way. Please be aware that the Leagues Cup matches could be on another game week, blah blah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I have to give them kudos for that. I thought they would not do that. So I was positively
Surprised.
surprised. Yes, 100%, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, um, it's just this rewards. Just somehow somebody needs to sort them out, and I think the new tiers already are 10 times better than what we had before. Don't get me wrong. Like I think this was a very incremental and valuable change they did, but just some mistakes that are still there, and nobody really understands it. And maybe we should just at this point in area where we are just try to find out more um, mm, other as other sources of revenue in a way, or as I said already, we need to find a better balance from being cards auctioning and rewards. Either we auction the cards or we reward the cards. But I think just at the stage we are already, we're too big to have the 50-50 in a way, because it's it's not gonna work. Like the prize pools, they had to refill them with challenge and whatever because they were already gone, everything. And I don't think that's the best idea as well. So for rewards, and I think the what's the name of the Indian guy, the head of product?
Uh, uh,
Yeah, well, I don't
I
know.
don't even. Yeah, I know who you're on about, but I can't think. I
Yeah,
can't think.
him. He said he definitely said they want to give those soul coins intrinsic value, and I think
hmm
that's the most intelligent thing they said in the whole podcast with burning and other stuff. But that's super important, because if we give those coins an intrinsic value, we can get rid of loads of card rewards that nobody wants. And in my
But
opinion,
where
and
do
I
they go,
see,
Feder? Do you? Are you like?
but
Where do those cards go?
I don't know. They go in auction. They go in
Right.
auction. They go
Okay.
in auction
Right.
because I
Okay.
think and I'm
But you're,
saying
but
this
then
again.
no, but then that's contradicting yourself because then you complain a lot of the time, which is fine, that there's too many cards on auction. So how do we get? It's just a merry-go-round, right? Like
Yeah, but
you,
at least you can. I think there's too many cards on auction and
right?
too many cards rewards given out. If you have not any rewards given out, then I think
Uh huh.
the market's gonna scoop up the auctions, which is perfectly fine. Because
Okay.
what
Yeah.
we have the problem, and that's why I say rewards are the problem, and I see this the best with us too. Like
hmm
for real, I see this the best with us too. Like nobody wants 95% of the cards they win, but the cards you buy on auction you actually want.
Good point. Good point. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you on that.
and as you said, like CDK, I trust somebody actually wanted CDK or is gonna be, but just not us. And we, in this
hmm
case, we didn't care. Or me about this Mamamoo Trezeguet guy, who's not a bad player, whatever, or Greg Taylor from Celtic. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to get rid of them as soon as possible, so I could actually buy people I like. And I
But at
wouldn't
least, but
care.
we're benefiting from that, Feder, though, because we're getting a bit of ether. We're getting cards that we want. If they're just going on auction, we need to spend more, which is not bad for Sorare, but it's not good
No,
for
no,
us, right?
but we need to find another level that you, instead of cards, you get more ETH rewards in a way, or
Okay.
soul coins. With soul coins, you maybe can buy those cards as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we need to
Okay.
have
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
more intrinsic value than that. Than randomly give people cards they actually don't want.
Agree. I was
And
thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
they understand that problem because they basically are trying everything that you're not selling your rewards with collection and
Of course.
training and
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. 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 No, it's a good point. It is a good point. I was thinking, I was walking to the gym a few days ago and I was thinking, what if there was a competition where, I mean, they already do it. They already give, they already give tickets out, right? But imagine if there was like a Premier League, competition where we have, where we have under 23s. Let's just say there's a Premier League division, and you play, rares, whatever. And then the winners, just all you can win there is like so coins and tickets. Like there's no card rewards there.
I think
I think
people would
I think
actually.
that is gonna. I think things like that are gonna come more and more into the game. Where like you said, maybe they start progressively taking away rewards here and there, card rewards that is. Maybe adding ETH, but also adding a lot more in real life experiences into the prize pools. Because those are the things they have the access to all these Premier League tickets. You might as well just put them in prize pools every
Yeah,
week.
yeah, but even
People
just those
people
soul
will
coins.
use their cards in there though. They will,
Soul coins for them are for free, but if they give
of
them an
course.
intrinsic value, they change the game completely on positive on their side, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
game
yeah.
changer. And I think they kind of understood it, and that's why they're trying to
They're
go
testing it,
in
aren't
that
they? They're
direction.
testing it. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah. They're testing
exactly,
it. They're testing it.
exactly.
Okay. We're an
Or
hour
maybe
and
just
go on.
maybe just even those sponsored thing that you actually could maybe win a holiday with a cruise. I don't know. Maybe people
Yeah,
would
yeah.
actually then play this because then this is actual money, and you save 2,000 euros by not having to buy that yourself. Okay, sorry, you go on,
No,
my
no, no.
man.
You're fine. I was just gonna say, no. That'll definitely come into Sora more and more. Those like just different prizes other than
Yeah,
other than cards. But okay, Feder. Hour and 2 minutes in. I've got football in the next half an hour or so, so I need to pop off. I enjoyed the live though. Have you enjoyed the live format? I know it hasn't
yeah.
really been too different for you in a sense. You're not looking at the
No, I'm not
um,
looking at the
chat, but
chat.
to be honest, the chat hasn't been that active, and that's fine, chat. I appreciate you guys who are watching live right now.
I'm listening mostly.
Yeah, it wasn't intended for us to like interact with the chat too much. This was just for us to just try out being live, so we don't, it's just a lot easier for us as far as the podcast being uploaded and stuff. So it was fun. We might do it next week. We might not. We've tested it out, and we'll see how it sort of plans out. But I appreciate your time, lads.
On
Of you
an
guys
ending note,
go on, yeah,
on an
watching and
ending
stuff.
note,
Yeah,
because you wanted to talk about this Meluso situation, and I have just two words for you.
go on.
Don't If you fool me once, don't fool me twice. You know what I mean? I'm done with him. He's for me is zero, nothing. I don't care what happens to him anymore. Like I don't even want to get any notifications, hopes up for him. I don't care anymore. You know?
We need
Fool
a
me
burn.
once,
We need a burn mechanism
fool me
for
once,
Feder.
don't fool me twice.
Yeah,
Nothing
I agree.
else.
We'll end on that. Appreciate you watching, lads. Episode 30 next week, which is a bit of a milestone actually. So maybe we'll do some in